communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Hello and welcome to Millennium Sports World. Today we have brought local and international sports stories including tennis, world soccer, baseball, auto race, cricket, boxing and some more sports news. So let's dive into today's sports world. At first, let's have latest tennis story. Novak Djokovic said he accepts responsibility for Serbia's Davis Cup semi-final defeat by Italy on Saturday after failing to convert 3 match points against Jannik Sinner. The world number 1 had his Italian counterpart on the ropes in the second singles rubber at 5-4 up, but allowed Sinner to recover and win 6-2, 2-6, 7-5 to force the doubles decider. Djokovic and Miomir Kecmanovic, who had won the opening singles rubber against Lorenzo Musetti, were defeated by Sinner and Lorenzo Sonego 6-3, 6-4 and leave Malaga disappointed. For me personally, it's a huge disappointment because I take the responsibility, obviously having 3 match points, being so close to win it. Djokovic told reporters, "Yeah, it's unfortunate really. This is a sport. When you lose for your country, you know, the bitter feeling is even greater." Djokovic said it was tough to swallow the defeat in a competition he was desperate to win with Serbia for the second time after their only triumph in 2010, which he was proud of. The 36-year-old Serb, a record 24-time men's Grand Slam winner, said he thought world number 4 Sinner's level might dip, but the Italian was relentless. Djokovic congratulated Sinner, who has now beaten him 3 times in 4 matches across 11 days. Sinner won in the ATP Finals group stage last week, but Djokovic responded by beating the Italian to win the trophy. Now it's time for latest world soccer stories. French authorities have said that Algerian footballer Youssouf Attella was detained for questioning and will stand trial for sharing a social media post that purportedly encouraged violence against Jews. In a statement on Friday, prosecutors said that police detained Attella, who plays for French club Nice, for questioning on Thursday as part of a probe into possible justification of terrorism over the post. He was released on bail of 80,000 euros on Friday and placed under judicial supervision pending the trial. He is not allowed to leave France except for international games. The 27-year-old footballer was suspended for 7 games by the French Football League for sharing a social media post last month in which a Palestinian preacher allegedly made anti-Semitic statements calling for violence against Jews. Nice authorities opened an investigation into the matter, and prosecutors have said that Attella, who has been suspended by his club until further notice, will face trial on December 18 for possible incitement to religious hatred. An 80th-minute goal from Trent Alexander-Arnold secured Liverpool a 1-1 draw with leaders Manchester City on Saturday, keeping Jurgen Klopp's team a point adrift of the top spot in the tied Premier League title race. Erling Haaland had given defending champions City a first-half lead at Etihad Stadium on Saturday, becoming the quickest player to score 50 goals in the league. But Liverpool capitalized when the Norwegian failed to add a second from close range in the 79th. The visitors immediately went on the attack and Alexander-Arnold swept a shot past City goalkeeper Ederson. The draw ended a remarkable 23-game winning stretch at Etihad Stadium across all competitions for Pep Guardiola's City, who topped the table on 29 points after 13 games. Liverpool have 28 points. Haaland opened the scoring with a low effort from the edge of the box in the 27th. Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson misjudged a clearance that was intercepted by Nathan Ake, who played in Haaland. From there, it felt inevitable where the ball would end up as the forward turned and fired into the bottom corner. Despite Alisson getting a hand to his shot, the landmark goal came in 48 games and broke the record held by former Manchester United and Newcastle striker Andy Cole, who reached 50 total in 65 games. Nice kept an 8th consecutive clean sheet in a 1-0 win over Toulouse on Sunday that keeps the Rivera outfit breathing down the necks of Paris Saint-Germain in Ligue 1. Paris thumped Monaco 5-2 on Friday and have 30 points from 13 games, while Nice have 29 and Monaco 24. Goalkeeper Marcin Bulka hasn't conceded a goal in Ligue 1 for 723 minutes, more than 8 games ago. Nice have yet to fall behind in their 13 League One matches this term, breaking the record of 12 held since the 1984-85 season by Bordeaux. And while they have only conceded a miserly 4 goals all season, they have only scored 14, which pales by comparison with PSG on 34. On Sunday at Nice's fabulous stadium, the Allianz Riviera striker Thierry Murphy scored the only goal of the game on 54 minutes for his 4th goal of the League One season with a simple tap in after being set up by Morgan Sanson. Terry Venables, the former manager of England's national football team, Tottenham Hotspur and Barcelona, has died aged 80 after an illness, his family said. Venables guided England to the semi-finals of the 1996 European Championship on home soil before losing to Germany on penalties. We are totally devastated by the loss of a wonderful husband and father who passed away peacefully yesterday after a long illness, the family said in a statement on Sunday. In addition to his spell in charge of Tottenham, during which he won the FA Cup in the 1990-91 season, he also took charge of Crystal Palace, Leeds United and Barcelona in a glittering managerial career. During his time at Barcelona, Venables earned the nickname El Tel, winning La Liga and reaching the European Cup final in 1986. Venables was also responsible for bringing British strikers Gary Lineker and Mark Hughes to the Nou Camp. Venables started his professional career as a player with Chelsea in 1960 and played for Tottenham Hotspur, Queen's Park Rangers and Crystal Palace before retiring to take over the manager's role there. As a player, he made more than 500 league appearances and won the League Cup with Chelsea in 1965 and the FA Cup with Spurs in 1967. He made 2 international appearances for England. Venables also had a 2-year stint as chief executive of Spurs from 1991 to 93. Now it's time for latest boxing story. Katie Taylor has avenged her only professional loss by beating Chantel Cameron in a majority decision to become a 2-weight undisputed boxing champion. The Irish woman improved to 23-1 after the judges scored the bout 98-92, 96-94 and 95-95 at Dublin's 3 Arena on Saturday night, 6 months after a majority decision went Cameron's way in the same venue. The 37-year-old Taylor, whose lightweight belts were not on the line, now adds Cameron's world super lightweight titles at 140 pounds. That was the longest 6 months of my life waiting for this rematch, Taylor said in the ring. Tonight you have seen the real me, and when I box like that, nobody can beat me. Taylor said she is open to a 3rd fight with Cameron and named Ireland's largest stadium as a location. "Let's get the trilogy at Croke Park," she said of the 82,000 capacity venue. It was Cameron's first professional loss. The 32-year-old English woman's record is 18-1. Now let's have latest golf story. Min Woo Lee started celebrating his first Australian PGA Championship title on the next to last hole Sunday when he put on his chef's hat and did a synchronized clap along with the boisterous crowd before jogging off to the 18th. He narrowly missed par at the last but still closed with a 3 under 68 to finish 20 under for the tournament and a 3-shot win over Japan's Ryuka Hoshino, who also closed with 68. Lee, who is ranked number 45 and comes from Western Australia, has made "Let him cook" his popular catchphrase. And so, with a 4-shot lead going into the final hole, he put on his chef's hat and clapped his hands above his head in time with the crowd at the 17th, the so-called party hole at Royal Queensland Golf Club. He also brought the crowd alive with a long chip for an eagle at the par 5 ninth. Lee had a wire-to-wire win in the Asian Tour's Macau Open last month for his first victory since 2021 and added this one quickly on home soil. It was his 4th career title. Now it's time for latest cricket story. Opener Yashasvi Jaiswal and Ishan Kishan led India's batting charge to set up a convincing 44-run win over Australia in the second T20 international on Sunday. Jaiswal smashed a 25-ball 53 and fellow left-hander Kishan hit 52 of 32 deliveries to help India to 235 for 4 after being invited to bat first in Thiruvananthapuram. Spinner Ravi Bishnoi and first bowler Rashid Krishna took 3 wickets each as the hosts kept Australia down to 191 for 9 and extend their lead to 2-0 in the 5-match series. Batsmen ruled as Jaiswal laid the foundations for India's mammoth total with key contributions from fellow opener Ruturaj Gaikwad, who made 58, and Rinku Singh's unbeaten 9-ball 31. Jaiswal, who smashed 9 fours and 2 sixes, raced to his 50 in 24 balls but soon fell to fast bowler Nathan Ellis, who got 3 wickets. Kishan, a wicketkeeper batsman, raised his 50 with a 6-off leg spinner Tanvir Sangha before he got out to Marcus Stoinis. But the left-hander Rinku finished off the innings with a flurry of boundaries and sixes. In reply, Australia fell to 58 for 4, including Steve Smith, previous match centurion Josh English and Glenn Maxwell back in the dugout. Tim David, who smashed 37, and Stoinis, who hit 45 of 25 balls, attempted to hit back in their partnership of 81 as the two hit 6 fours and 6 sixes between them. The third T20 is on Tuesday in Guwahati. Now let's have latest baseball story. Ron Hodges, a catcher who spent his entire 12-season Major League career with the New York Mets, died Friday. He was 74. Hodges died at Caroline Roanoke Memorial Hospital after a short illness, Mets spokesman Jay Horwitz said. Selected by the Mets in the second round of the second phase of the January 1972 amateur draft, Hodges finished with a .240 batting average, 19 homers and 147 RBIs during a big league career from 1973 to 84. Hodges had a .342 on-base percentage with 224 walks and 217 strikeouts. He played under 7 managers with the Mets: Yogi Berra, Roy McMillan, Joe Torre, George Bamberger, Frank Howard, and Davey Johnson. A native of Rocky Mount, Virginia, Hodges was the 7th of 9 children of Daisy and Tony Hodges. He attended Franklin County High School, then attended Appalachian State. Hodges was brought up to the Mets from Double-A Memphis in 1973 because of injuries to Jerry Groth and Duffy Dare. Hodges made his debut on June 13, 1973, 9 days shy of his 24th birthday, catching Tom Seaver's complete game win over San Francisco. He batted .260 with 1 homer and 18 RBIs in his rookie season, hitting a 13th inning walk-off single against NL East leading Pittsburgh on September 20. Now it's time for latest college football story. With more than 2 years of excellence being questioned and their coach banned from the big house, J.J. McCarthy, Blake Corum and number 3 Michigan stared down number 2 Ohio State again and earned a victory that will go down as one of the biggest in the history of college football's winningest program. Rod Moore's interception in Michigan territory with 25 seconds left sealed a 30-24 win for the Wolverines on Saturday, running their win streak over the Buckeyes to 3 games while staying unbeaten, with Jim Harbaugh serving out a suspension. McCarthy, a third-year quarterback who could leave Michigan having never lost to Ohio State, said Harbaugh's message to the Wolverines on Friday night echoed that of his old coach, the late Bo Schembechler. Murray's pick set off a celebration on the home team's sideline. McCarthy took a knee, Michigan fans poured over the brick walls onto the field, and the Wolverines were off to their third straight Big Ten title game. In a season of high expectations that now has a championship or bust feel, Michigan is a victory away from a third consecutive college football playoff appearance. Now let's have latest auto race story. Although Max Verstappen clinched his third straight Formula One title almost 2 months ago at the Qatar GP, there was never any chance of him easing up. He has won every race since and kept off an outstanding year with a record-extending 19th victory of the season at the Abu Dhabi GP on Sunday. I think that is just something how I grew up. I just can't come into a race weekend not giving my all, Verstappen said. I would just get annoyed with myself and then I know people around me get annoyed with me. My mindset didn't change after winning the championship. I come to the race weekends and always try to do the best I can, and winning is great. Why would I not want to win? To round off a remarkable season, he also passed the landmark of 1,000 laps led in a season. Verstappen finished ahead of Ferrari's Charles Leclerc and Mercedes driver George Russell in Abu Dhabi and also collected a bonus point for the fastest lap. The win moved him one ahead of former Red Bull great Sebastian Vettel, with only Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton ahead of him. What an incredible year, Verstappen said after crossing the line. It was a bit emotional on the in-lap. Red Bull won 21 of 22 races this season, with Sergio Perez claiming 2 wins. Now let's have latest MotoGP story. Italy's Francesco Bagnaia enjoyed a dream day as he retained his MotoGP world title and crowned it with victory in the final race of the season in Valencia on Sunday. The 26-year-old Ducati rider had been assured of the championship when his sole rival George Martin crashed early in the race. Bagnaia was leading at the time on his Ducati, unaware that Martin had come to grief after his Ducati Pramac clipped Marc Marquez's Honda, resulting in both of the riders coming to grief. Martin walked off shaking his hands in frustration, whilst 6-time champion Marquez limped away in what was his final race for Honda. The 25-year-old Spaniard had made an excellent start, surging from 6th on the grid to 2nd and pressuring Bagnaia. However, on the second lap, Martin clipped Bagnaia's bike, and although he averted total disaster, he dropped down to 8th spot. A few laps later, though, he was unable to save himself a second time, and the title was delivered into 26-year-old Bagnaia's hands. Martin returned to the pit lane, where he burst into tears and was embraced by his team members. It is the second successive year Bagnaia has won the title on the final day. Martin had reduced his lead to just 14 points on Saturday with victory in the sprint race. Now let's have other sports story. Mikaela Shiffrin posted the fastest time in the opening run of a Women's World Cup slalom Sunday, positioning herself for career win number 90. The American two-time Olympic champion pleased the home crowd with an aggressive run and clocked the fastest splits in 3 of the 4 sections on the superstar course to lead Lena Dürr of Germany by 0.19 seconds. Shiffrin called it a really good run but still saw room for improvement for the second leg later Sunday. I feel like I'm not playing with it as much as I want to, but it's really good, solid technique, it's really solid power, she said. There is somehow another percentage that I'm trying to push and trying to get back, but I think that was a really good first run. Petra Vlhova was 0.28 seconds behind in third. The Slovakian skier had won the first slalom of the season in Finland 2 weeks ago and held a clear lead over Shiffrin in the second race the next day, but then straddled a gate and handed victory to the American. That was the first win of the season for Shiffrin, who is from Colorado but can almost consider Killington a hometown race because she honed her skills nearby at the Berg Mountain Academy as a teenager. Her career totals of 54 wins in slalom and 89 wins overall are both World Cup records across genders. That's all in today's sports world. Keep watching Millennium Sports World for latest sports update. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all types of informative and entertainment programs. Thank you.